This kingdom is located in present-day Morocco, on the northern tip of Africa. The Cebu River has its source in the Middle Atlas Mountains and flows down through present-day Morocco towards the Atlantic Ocean. This river is the source of fresh water for drinking, sanitation, and agriculture for my kingdom. In recorded history, this area was controlled by Berbers starting in 100 BC. However, in the 1st century AD, the Roman Empire conquered the area and Christianity was introduced. This area grew under Roman rule and aqueducts were made, channeling water into the town for sanitation and drinking. Because of its rich, dark soil known as terse, this kingdom was a producer of wheat and barley, and traded around the Mediterranean Sea in the Roman Empire. The surplus of grain and barley allowed this empire to start bartering and trading with other places. After the fall of the Roman Empire around 600, Vandals and Visigoths started attacking this town, prompting the population of 25,000 to build stone walls around the churches and the castle. A king resided in this empire because the Moroccan area lies on the outskirts of the Roman Empire, so they were not completely under Roman control. In 700 AD, the Umayyad dynasty of Umayyan conquered this empire in its war-weakened state. They enslaved most of the resident Byzantines and made them work the fields and the mines. However, to keep them from revolting, they allowed them to continue practicing their religion. Also, some of the Byzantines were allowed to keep their political offices. This empire you see here is a recreation of how this Muslim Umayyan Empire looked around 1200 AD. They kept some of the structures from the Byzantine rule, including aqueduct, wall, and castle. The castle was separated into the palace for the emirs, or the Arab governor king, and a place for the diwan, which was a governing body that controlled taxes, a judicial system based on the religious leaders' interpretation of the Quran and Sunnah, and wages for warriors. The diwan was made up of wealthy Islamic merchants and ancestors of Byzantine rulers who were allowed to keep their possessions. Because the emir did not completely trust the diwan, he had guards posted outside the door to keep safe. At this time, the population was made up of about 100,000 people, including warriors, priests, ulamas, farmers, miners, and artisans and traders. The mines were operated by enslaved Africans from the south, as well as the descendants of Byzantine people. They mined stone for building projects, silver and gold. Also, outside the walls were the peasants' huts and the agricultural fields. This represents just one of hundreds of agricultural plots that the laborers farmed wheat, barley, and other vegetables on. They also raised animals, plants, and food for products, and merchants, artisans, and the emir's family lived in stone houses such as these, with multiple rooms and sometimes a private garden such as this one. Within walking distance from every house was a bathhouse such as this one, with public toilets leading into the aqueducts to be dumped into the Atlantic Ocean. The toilets were separated into male and female, showing how this empire valued privacy. Closed markets such as this one dotted the entire empire, as well as open markets and artisan stores. These open markets and artisan stores often contained buildings such as cobblers, blacksmiths, and pavilions for trading. The military has 200,000 soldiers. Each one of these barracks housing 100 men. There are 10 areas of barracks around the weakest points of the empire. These 10 areas all have 200 barracks, so there are 200,000 men in each complex. Each stone represents a barrack, which looks like this from up close. There are prodigious amounts of training facilities and bathrooms, as well as doctors to heal any injuries that occur. The blue represents the training facilities, and the red represents a group of doctors. The other doctors in the empire work in small hospitals, so the sanitation was always horrendous. The plethora of skilled workers, such as boat designers, doctors, and mathematicians, were trained in that university. This is the boat building dock, where merchants as well as warboats were created. The warboats' captains were trained by one of 10 special army camps of the Umayyan Empire near the boat docks. The boat builders were trained at the university. The dock contains many ports, such as this one, for merchant traders from the Mediterranean Sea, as well as large war galleys, such as that one across the bay, to protect the empire. The Umayyan Empire created alliances with Bryce's empire in Spain, which is over there, and other port cities around the Mediterranean. The alliance with Bryce allows the Umayyan Empire and its allies to control all of the traffic going through the Strait of Gibraltar, controlling both going inside and outside of the empire. The biggest threats to the Umayyans are the Berbers. from North and Central Africa, as well as any nation that gets greedy for land on the Mediterranean Sea. These are the Berbers' camps in the north. In the 1300s, the lack of spread out space and random growth without a city plan led to the Black Plague wiping out most of the population, ending the reign of this magnificent empire.